Hello everyone, welcome back to Science Free. Today we're going to start our first tutorial on sets. What is the definition of a set? Well, a set is a well-defined collection of objects. And the objects which are a part of the set or which form a set are called its members or elements. For example, you may be in a class with some other students whose last name starts with S. All those students together would form a perfect set. On the other hand, the grouping of all students in your class who's almost 6 feet tall would not form a well-defined set because almost 6 feet means that they are of different height which is less than 6 feet. There are two different ways in which a set may be described. Those two ways would be 1, the listing method, which is also called the roster method, and 2, the set builder method. Let's talk about the listing method. In this method, all members of the set are listed, separated by commas, and then enclosed in pairs of brackets. We can do an example. The collection or grouping of all states in the United States of America starting with the letter M is well defined and therefore forms a set. Since the letter S start the word set, we can write it and then an equal sign, along with all the states starting with M, between brackets, separating by commas. For the set builder method, we write the letter S which is the initial of the word set, an equal sign, then in brackets, we write X, a vertical bar, then X is a state in the United States whose name begins with M. The variable X represents all the states in the United States that begin with M. Bear in mind that you can use any letter for the variable. And this vertical bar means, such that. So it's simply saying such that, X is a state in the United States whose last name begins with M. Let's talk about empty sets. A set that contains no elements is called an empty set. This can be written using the symbol or a pair of empty brackets, whichever you prefer. An example of an empty set is a natural number less than 1. Because natural numbers start at 1, therefore, any number less than 1 is not a natural number, and so that forms an empty set. Another example would be the sets of all the states in the United States of America whose names begin with Z, which would form an empty set because there is no state in the United States of America whose last name starts with Z. The next thing we want to talk about is an element of a set. If we have a set labeled Y and the variable X is a part of that set, we write the variable X along with the sign, then the set which is called Y. If X is not an element of the set labeled Y, we write the element sign with a diagonal line across. What about this example? Is 3 an element of this set? Yes, indeed it is an element because this set contains 3. And for this one, 4 is not an element of the set because this set doesn't contains 4. We can now go ahead and solve a few questions together. So this question now asks us to change the set from the set builder form to the roster form. And this set states that A is equal X, such that X is a natural number less than 12. Natural numbers are numbers counted, starting from 1. And because the set A contains natural numbers less than 12, that means we want to make the set A equal numbers counting from 1 to 10 between brackets, along with commas in order for it to be in roster form. Let's do this next one for set B. X is a prime number between 20 and 29. Remember, prime numbers are simply numbers that can only be divided by themselves and 1. If you try dividing a prime number by any other number, you will get decimals. Observe while I display these natural numbers from 1 to 29 on the screen and identify which prime number is between 20 and 29. The only prime number between 20 and 29 is 23. So we can write B equals 23 between brackets. For this one, we want to fill out the box with the appropriate sign. Think about what sign would make this statement correct. It says that X is an even natural number less than 10, and natural numbers mean that we want to count, and because X is even we have to count 2 places up and simply stop at 8, since X is less than 10. So what can you notice about 5 and the set X, which contains these numbers which are even and less than 10? Well, so far we can say that 5 is not an element of the set. For this set, A contains a variable y, such that y is a natural number whose square is less than 25. You can pause this video and try to change it into roster form just to see how much you are understanding. Those natural numbers which when we square we get a value less than 25 would be from 1 to 4. This time we want to convert sets from roster form to set builder form. So looking at these sets of numbers, we can notice that they are odd numbers. The other thing we can notice is that they are natural odd numbers between 2 and 12. So we can write that in set builder form in between brackets as the variable x, such that x is an odd number between 2 and 12. What about these sets of natural numbers, can you write them in set builder form? So far we can see that they are even natural numbers that are continuing. We can write it in set builder form as x, such that x is an even natural number, greater than 27. Thank you for watching, we will be continuing on sets for the next tutorial. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments section, or you could send us an email through our Gmail provided in the description. And if you haven't, you can subscribe to our channel if you don't want to miss out on our weekly tutorials.